हम बिनल प्रकाश है, गोल्टन तामो में रहता है और सबको रेडियो फीजी 2 सुने, सबको लाइक करे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Yana Vinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, talks underway to safely reopen ports of entry. Blue Lane Initiative generates huge interest. And social welfare steps in to assist in reducing child abuse.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
With discussions underway on safely reopening Fiji's ports of entry, stringent protocols need to be mapped out to ensure the safety of our citizens. Permanent Secretary for Immigration Yogesh Karan says in these times of uncertainty, Fiji, as being the hub of the region, has been pressured to carry out repatriation flights for numerous neighbouring countries. The flights will also see cross-border movements, which pose a major risk of the virus spreading. However, Karan assures that safety COVID-19 procedures and protocols will be developed.
Numerous questions have been asked, particularly Fiji seen as a hub. As you know, that we have already facilitated numerous requests from the Pacific countries, our members, through the bilateral channel by repatriation of their citizens.
Fiji's Blue Lane Initiative is already generating interest with a number of tourists keen to visit for a holiday. Economy Minister Isaac Kayum confirms a handful of yachts have already come into Fiji, with more expected over the next few weeks.
There are strict requirements which will ensure that Fiji is not exposed to COVID-19 when tourists sail in under the Blue Lane Initiative.
There's various, security measures in the background in respect to the GPS tracking, etc. And people do have to do a COVID-19 test before they actually leave. And we've seen some very positive response.
Syed Kayum says authorities are being vigilant with all visitors. Time spent in sailing with no outside human contact is also factored into quarantine requirements.
The days of sailing can be also used as a quarantine period, as long as that after the point of departure nobody gets on or gets off.
Some tourists under the Blue Lane Initiative have been seen around Nandi recently, a welcome sight after 4 months. The government is also looking ahead to the America's Cup, an international sailing tournament hosted in New Zealand early next year.
There's quite a few people who do want to come and park their yachts here. And of course they'll use Fijian services, buy our food, use services of our people, and they may even travel within Fiji itself.
26 yachts have already been given the green light to sail in. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries has faced significant losses and borders continue to remain closed. Fiji Ports Corporation Limited Chief Executive Vajira Piasena says, unlike cargo vessels where crews remain on board, regional ships which come for repairs need all crew to disembark. This does not work well with Fiji's border restrictions, hence the fall in business for the company. Piasena says the Fiji Ships and Heavy Industries Limited is only working on refitting local vessels and are diversifying in an effort to keep their workers.
Cargo vessels, the trading can go on, the crew can remain on board. The problem with the Fiji ships is that it's a repair yard and repair facility. So when the vessels are slipped, then it's obviously the crew has to disembark because there are no washroom facilities, cooking facilities. So therefore, regional vessels are not coming, and this is a significant a loss for us.
The Social Welfare Department is working with various stakeholders to try and address the issue of child cases in the country. One in particular is the Save the Children Fiji organisation. The two have been working in partnership to address the issue into the grassroots level in the community. Social Welfare Department Director Rupeni Fatiaki says most of these cases are predominant in families which need to be talked about. According to the Child Welfare Act National Database, a total of 122 cases were reported in February, 97 cases in March, and 90 cases reported in April. Fatiaki says the rise in cases is a concern.
One of the things that one of the issues that have frequently been reported to us is child abuse, and you will notice that abuse is a reported case. The perpetrators are most often from within the family, and so what we're doing is we're working with Save the Children.
With many tourism workers still out of jobs following the devastating effects of COVID-19 on the industry, a few have decided to invest in alternative livelihoods. These workers are doing all they can to continue supporting their families, even if it means sacrificing a few hours at night. Felipe Naikaso has more.
For these former resort workers, being out here on the streets of Nandi selling food before curfew starts is enough to make ends meet.
Yeah, I decided to do this because of COVID-19. So I decided to start a small business so that I can earn some money and then I can feed my family and, keep on going, life to go, keep on moving in front.
While the journey hasn't been easy, they have learned to adapt to the situation.
We've thought of a way to get money coming into the family to help support the kids. I've got 4 kids and my husband to support.
The support also shown by their friends and families during these hard times have been the source of their strength.
Depends how busy it is. Sometimes I sell 6-7 barbecues, sometimes I sell 2, sometimes I don't sell any barbecue.
The first week it has been a bit hard. So as we went along, customers have been coming. Even though with this pandemic, we thought it would be a bit slack.
The two are still hopeful that the borders will reopen soon and they can return to doing what they loved the most, that is serving the guests coming to our shores. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
A group of women vendors known for selling freshwater mussels in Kasavu village, Naitasiri, have ventured into farming for extra income. They've included fresh produce, including root crops, in an effort to make ends meet as the sale of freshwater mussels has declined. Vendor Makareta Ratovata started a kai business last year, but it is not enough to get by. And she has turned to not only selling vegetables, but also food parcels.
Along with selling kai, I also sell root crops such as cassava and dalo. The pandemic created a realization that we all can survive by doing something. My kai business was doing good and I made a lot of sales, only till March when the borders closed.
Up ahead, FRU excited with new journey, and pressure on Lambasa ahead of BOG.
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
The inclusion of Conway Beg in the Fiji Rugby Union Board will add momentum to further develop the sport in Fiji. The former Flying Fijians assistant coach is the new Fiji Rugby Union chair, as announced yesterday. FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor says Beg will further the legacy of the board, and he is certain that under his chairmanship, they will continue to strive to move rugby in Fiji forward.
We know that he brings a breath of fresh air to rugby. We've hardly had a chairman who's a coach, coach at all levels and up to national level. He brings a lot of fresh air, a lot of experience, a lot of expertise in rugby because he played both in New Zealand and in UK.
Defending Punja's Battle of the Giants champions Sharma's Investment USA Lambasa will head into the tournament on Friday with a lot of pressure on them. Lambasa has named a good side with the likes of Aquila Mataisuva, Taniela Wanga, Antonia Tuivuna, Lekima Ngonerao, Ratu Epinisa Anare, Ilisoni Lolaivalu, Siotame Kumbu, and Ilisoni Longaivao. For the BOG. Bambasing Alliance head coach Ranil Lal says a mammoth task awaits them in Lautoka. Lambasa is pulled with Ba, Suva and Nasinu.
I always say to my players that becoming a champion is difficult, but remaining a champion is very, very difficult. So it will be hard for us to defend, but I think so if we have done our work properly and we have trained hard, then I think so the result should be in our favor.
The Yasawa Marlins rugby team says they will be doing the talking on the field when they take on rivals Lautoka this Saturday during the Skipper Cup match at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. The two sides last played in the Vanua Cup final in 2019. A thrilling match also played at Prince Charles Park with the Marlins winning 22-20. Now both sides are playing in the Skipper Cup competition and are yet to register a win after 2 rounds. The match is expected to be 5-1 as both sides will be out to prove a point. Yasawa plays Lautoka at 5 p.m.
Both teams are close, some even related to each other. We even train together sometimes on the same ground, so this match would be a good one. But whoever prepares well and is more hungry for the win on Saturday will be victorious.
4 Fijians were part of the FIFA Referees Instructors online course, which ended yesterday. The course will surely have a positive impact on the development of the sport and referees in the country. These former referees are now assessors and technical instructors following a 3-day FIFA course. Fiji FA says they are lucky to have 4 local assessors with the likes of Rakesh Varman, Finau Vulivuli, Dina Mani and Shalin Kumar.
This will surely have an impact on the football and the referees' growth in Fiji, as my referees will be more qualified, and surely they'll try to help me in assisting the referees in Fiji.
So these assessors are there to watch the match and then advise the referee on his shortcomings. And there's a lot of law changes now which will be implemented in this BOG.
A quick look at the weather map for today. It is Wednesday, the 5th of August. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving over Fiji still, and it comes with associated cloud and showers which are to be expected to affect the group till later today. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.